Good evening and welcome to another edition of M-Town Tonight videos. I am your host, Mr. Darnay. This evening's topic will be discussing adequate rest, getting adequate rest and sleep. Very, very underrated, very necessary in the world that we live in today. Adequate rest and sleep. Before I get started, I'd like to say congratulations to the New England Patriots and the fans of New England Patriots. They are this year's NFL Super Bowl champions, defeating the Atlanta Falcons in a very impressive comeback win over the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta, better luck next time. I'm a diehard Bronco fan, as you can see, and AFC, New England is in the AFC, so hats off to you. We'll see you next year. Adequate rest and sleep. It's something that we as human beings have to understand that is supposed to be a part of our regular diet every day. Our regular routine every day is getting adequate rest and sleep. Now, the amount of sleep differs between individuals. But I was always told, and even by my doctor I was told this, that the average human being, basically every human being, should get anywhere between 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, as you know, most people probably don't survive off of 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Most people probably don't get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Probably around the area of 4.5 to maybe 5.5 hours of sleep is usually what people get with regards to adequate rest and sleep. I myself, during the week, I run a pretty tough schedule, and I'm usually good and refreshed after about 5 hours of sleep. If I sleep longer than 5 hours, it makes me very lethargic, tired, and seems as though if I need more rest. So I usually am pretty fresh around the 5.5 hour mark of rest and sleep. For those of you that are getting less than that, you are doing yourself a very disservice, because your body needs to be able to rest and rejuvenate itself from working all day long doing the things that it needs to do to keep you moving. Okay? So it's something that we really have to pay attention to. And if you're getting regular checkups from your doctor, or even when you go to your doctor, if you have an interest in finding out what amount of sleep that you personally would need, ask your doctor. Tell him and talk with him about your work schedule and your life schedule, if you will, and he may be able to provide some helpful insight to you about maybe what's good sleep for you. But at the end of the day, it narrows down to what you feel that you need that's going to make you wake up refreshed, revived, and ready to tackle the day. Okay? Now, one thing about adequate rest and sleep that is important as well is that if you don't get your adequate rest and sleep, your body will let you know. You'll become sicker faster. You'll put yourself in a position of being vulnerable to more viruses and bacterial infections and different things of that nature, because adequate rest and sleep allows your white blood cells to regenerate, repopulate, and be amplified to attack anything that may come into your body that could possibly cause you harm. Now, we're talking about your basic bacterial infections, cold, flus, things of that nature that we can pretty much avoid by using the basic sanitizing things, such as sanitizing solutions for your hands, lotions for your hands, washing your hands adequately for 15 seconds with hot water and good soap. This is important to your health. So adequate rest and sleep, if you're not getting those things, your immune system can actually be faltered or break down to a certain extent, which can make you vulnerable to these bacterial infections and viruses and things. Your body needs that rest. Why are we not getting enough adequate rest and sleep? Well, the primary reason of that is life itself. We are working hard every day as parents and students and everything to try to make our lives more rich and more fulfilling, whether it be just for us or for our little ones that are growing up that we're raising. And sometimes we can get caught up in trying to live a life that we don't get the adequate rest and sleep that we need to keep us pushing to keep up with these rigorous tasks every day of making things happen. And when you don't get that rest and sleep, that adequate rest and sleep, as I say, your body will begin to break down. And as I learned from my willingness to go beyond the norm of not getting enough sleep, which is 3 hours, 3.5 hours, your body will begin to give you signs that you're not getting enough rest and sleep. As I say, you'll begin to get sick a little faster. You'll feel lethargic or drained of energy, and your motor skills and your reflexes can be slowed down because of lack of adequate rest and sleep. And it just creates a whirlwind of being fatigued, not feeling up to par, not making you want to go to your job or your career and do the very best you can because you want to get somewhere and sit down and take you a nap or just lay back and unwind and try to reflect on what you need to do. So it's important that we get that adequate rest and sleep that we need so that we can be productive people in the lives of everybody around us and for ourselves. And a lot of us deprive ourselves of that sleep because we're so busy trying to make it happen, and we're so busy trying to make things work. Well, there comes a time in your life, in the day, throughout the day, or at the end of the day, where you have to say to yourself, I'm done for the day. I have pushed as hard as I can for the day, and it is time for me to let things go for today, and we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow. Decompress. Lay low. Don't take all of your concerns to bed with you every night. And if you're working a 9-to-5 job or 9-to-5 type of job where you have a specific set of things that you have to do every day within a time frame, when your time for your day to your work day ends, let it end. Put those things aside for the day and begin to start that resting and relaxation process immediately after getting off work, starting up here. Now, for those of you that are in supervisory positions or department heads, I know that can be a little hard for you because sometimes work can spill over into the lifestyle, depending upon the level of responsibility that you have at your job or your career. I understand that. But even then, you have to find that common ground where you can say to yourself, this is enough for today. I have done enough today. It is time for me to let it go for today, and we'll pick up tomorrow. And that's what you have to do in order to give your body the adequate rest and sleep that it needs so that it can regenerate itself, revitalize itself, allow your white blood cells to repopulate and build so that they can protect you from those bacteria and viruses that we come across every day. There was a famous doctor on the Larry King Live show. For those of you that are familiar with Larry King, he's a late night talk show host that used to be on CNN. I'm not sure if Larry's still there. I hadn't watched the Larry King show in quite a while. But at any rate, there was a famous doctor on that show, and they were talking about the many things that the body does every day, and the mystery behind how the body works. And one thing that this doctor said that struck a nerve with me was that he stated that whether we know it or not, or want to acknowledge it or even understand it, Your body does millions upon millions upon millions of things every day, every second, without thought. Your blood circulates, your nerves are in your body for the purpose of feeling when you touch things. Your nose is constantly working, your ears are constantly working, your eyes are constantly working. Every day you have lymph nodes in your body, up under your neck and up under your armpits and other parts of your body that are there to pull out infection when infection has been picked up in your body by your white blood cells. Your body does a million things, over a million things, every day, all day long. And it needs rest. And it is your responsibility to acknowledge that and recognize that and give your body what it needs to be able to function. Okay? Your mind is the same way. Your mind works every day, all day. Every day, all day, we have thoughts that go through our mind, ideas, and we put a lot of thought into different things that we're trying to do, that we want to do, or we're trying to avoid from happening to us or our families. And this takes energy away from your brain as well. It uses brain power. And your brain has to rest too. It has to get sleep too. And there are times where in the past where I've laid down to take a nap, or I've laid down for the evening and I've gotten my rest, meaning that I've gone to bed. But when I get up in the morning, I still feel lethargic if I hadn't gotten that proper amount of sleep. I still feel a little fatigued. My brain is sharp, but my body still feels a little fatigued. Well, what happens is when you lay down and you don't get that adequate rest, your mind can decompress while you're asleep. Your body cannot, because it needs a certain amount of time to regenerate, repopulate, revitalize. And we as human beings have to understand where that area of comfort is with regards to the amount of rest and sleep that you individually need as a human being to function at a high level every day. If you don't do that, if you don't take the time out to find out how much rest you really need to put yourself in a position of good productivity, then you will suffer by having lethargic days, fatigued days, very little to medium productivity in whatever you choose to do. You can't be that way and be productive and successful in life or anything in life, any particulars in life, goals, objectives, whatever they may be. You have to get the rest that you need. When you don't get the rest and sleep that you need, and you unfortunately become sick or under the weather, as they call it, you have to get your rest at that point. And what that does is, what happens is that your body gives you tattletale signs before you really get sick that you're on your way down that road. It may give you a sign as in a little form of a sniffle, or a slight touch of itchiness or scratchiness in your throat, slight body aches, muscle aches, and what have you. Your body gives you signs to let you know that you are not getting enough sleep. You are overworking yourself mentally and physically, and you need to stop. And if you don't recognize those signs, and more importantly, if you don't adhere to those signs, your body will do what my doctor tells me as your body will make you shut down. You will become sick to the point where you will have to take a day off work. You will have to find a way to get more sleep, because your body at that point is definitely in need of it to help fight off whatever ailment that you may have, bacterial, virus, what have you. So your body has a way of making you get your ass somewhere and sit down to get that required rest and sleep that you need, so that it can be productive to give you the maximum results of productivity. You don't want to be pushed to that area by your body to get somewhere and sit down and make you have to rest and get sleep. You want to know where your parameters are with regards to how much sleep you need that makes you productive and vibrant every morning when you get up to attack the world that we live in. And if you don't do that, I can assure you a penalty will be paid by you as a human being. Remember, no matter what your aspirations in life may be, no matter what goals you have set, no matter what objectives you have set in place that you're trying to accomplish, none of them cannot be accomplished without proper health, good, solid health. And a part of that solid health comes from adequate rest and sleep. This is your man, Mr. Darnay, mtowntonight.com. I love to have your comments. I appreciate those comments that I've already had. Remember, positive or negative, we want to hear your feedback, and you will be responded to in the next broadcast or the next video. We love to hear from people from Memphis and all over the country that have some insight that they'd like to be able to share with people to help them move forward in life. So if there's anything or any particular topic that you want discussed, that you want talked about, feel free to let us know at M-Town Tonight, and we'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you. This is Mr. Darnay once again signing off to you. Until the next video, I'll say to you, every day is an important day, and every day is to be lived to the fullest. Get that adequate rest and sleep so that you can be the productive person that you need to be to make all of those realities, those dreams, a reality. Take care. Until next time.